At this instance, I would just like to say, we have visiting guests as usual, and no doubt many would like to hear what the Spirit says to the churches. But we would like to hear from you, our fellow citizens, hearers and friends, and especially those of you as visitors and strangers among us. One thought I had to convey, as you hear me say, my spirit permeates and penetrates the universe and is here, there, and everywhere. It is a true saying that gravitation is not seen, as it is an invisible power that the earth lays claim to, and it will attract and draw and bring down to itself anything that is weighty or heavy. So I thought of how the Spirit of my presence permeating and penetrating the universe, being omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, without a physical birth, with or without a person. It's operative and expressive. And if you can and will make that rightful contact sympathetically and harmoniously, the Spirit of the Creator will work creatively for you where things are not in evidence, bring into outer expression that which was visible and intangible. For the earth itself, according to the historians, was invisible, intangible. Yet God not yet, according to their version, having a body, but called into outer expression the earth that was invisible, intangible, void and without form. God is bringing into your experience things that were hid from the beginning of the creation, and the experience of millions to come will eventually realize that's something that has been hid from man. As said the gospel epistle of the apostle, as recorded, the words of Jesus. These things are hid from the wise and prudent, but revealed to babes and sucklings. I'd like to say to our visiting guests and visiting friends, all are welcome to speak, as this assembly here expresses the whole of democracy, and democracy in action, so that you might copy after the fashion and reproduce it in your lives. For it is operative and expressive and can be reproduced by you if you live it. You can become to be the reproduction of that which is invisible, that which is intangible, as the principle of mathematics, as an expression without a person. It can be developed in the conscious and subconscious mentality of humanity, and they, as it is developed in them, become to be mathematicians because of the principle being developed in them with the understanding to use the principle expertly. For this cause we do rejoice. We're happy to say this is outpicturing and outgrowth and expression. That's something that seemed to be as though it was nothing. Aren't you glad? And I say rejoice and be glad, for your salvation has truly come. And God has come to make real that which was invisible, that which was intangible, that which was merely an imagination, supposition, so that you might realize that which you once merely surmised. And the glory of God is personified and universally realized as it is personified. For of all of his fullness have all we, said he, received grace for grace. I need not say more at this instant. I thought to just make a little comment for your consideration, to sketch and reflect, so that any of you who are inspired and spiritually awakened might have something to think from a viewpoint that you might be able to develop and bring to fruition something that was merely a supposition. I thank you. I was just thinking about that message that was proofread. The secretary says it has been more than 20 years since it was given. I'd like to say to those of our visiting friends and strangers and others who do not know, and those who have received critical letters concerning me as if though I teach you to worship me personally. I just want to call your attention to the fact that I did not just begin preaching the impersonality and the unindividuality of God himself.
Is it true?
I did not just begin to say transcend personality and individuality and know once and forever God is ever present and ever with you. That thought is well worth considering to let you see and know my words of spirit and life and love beyond degrees are just as operative and just as expressive today as they were yesterday. No doubt someone would be pleased to have this message entered into the new day for the as a print, since it has not been printed, since it was just proofread, but given more than 20 years ago. It may mean something, especially to those who desire to be emancipated from materialism, mortality, personality, and individuality. If you read my word, you will plainly see where comes the victory and how you can acquire the very same victory and the same blessings otherwise by taking my word with you. As I said at that time when the many were healed, leave your burdens here. And because they believed it, they received it. And it was marvelous. It's the same today as it was then. God is just as operative and expressive and just as functionable in your hearts and lives as I was in those who were healed at that time. I hope you all will take cognizance of this message, and as it's made a reprint, in other words, print it again in the new day, I hope you will read it and stress your mind with it and realize, as I say, leave your burdens here. I am there as well as here. I am universally present, for I am omnipotent and omnipresent, and I am ever present with you who believe it. I thank you.